Big Macs and bad optics, Trump flips burgers, workers flip out. Donald Trump, everyone's favorite billionaire businessman, recently decided to grace a Pennsylvania McDonald's with his presence. The former president, known for his larger-than-life persona, made quite the entrance. He wasn't there for a Big Mac and fries, though. Oh no, he was on a mission. A mission that had nothing to do with satisfying a craving for fast food. A mission to work the drive-thru? Yes, you heard that correctly. The former leader of the free world decided to take on the role of a fast food worker for the day. Yep, you heard that right. The former president donned a McDonald's hat, slightly askew, might I add, and pretended to sling burgers for the cameras. It was a sight to behold, all while managing to avoid gloves or a hairnet. Basic food safety protocols seemed to be the least of his concerns. Food safety? Who needs it when you've got presidential immunity? It was as if the rules simply didn't apply to him. The whole spectacle reeked of a publicity stunt gone wrong. What was meant to be a relatable moment turned into an awkward display. I mean, we've all seen politicians kiss babies for votes. It's a classic move in the political playbook. But flipping burgers? This was next level. It was an attempt to connect with the everyday American, but it missed the mark. And the workers? Let's just say they weren't exactly loving it. Their expression said it all, a mix of disbelief and frustration. Health hazard or Happy Meal, this McDonald's has a history. Now this wouldn't be a true Trump story without a little bit of irony. It turns out the very McDonald's Trump chose for his little photo op had a bit of a checkered past. We're talking about health code violations, folks. Not just one or two, but a whole rap sheet of them. Unwashed hands? Check. Missing hairnets? You bet. It seems like this McDonald's was already struggling to meet basic hygiene standards. And then Trump waltzes in, hair uncovered and hands probably carrying more germs than a petri dish. Talk about adding insult to injury. Insulting cosplay workers call out Trump's McJob charade. The real stars of this show, however, were the McDonald's workers. These individuals, who show up every day to keep the fast food giant running smoothly, found themselves in the middle of a political spectacle. They had to endure this whole charade firsthand, witnessing a display that felt more like a mockery than a genuine attempt to understand their daily struggles. And let me tell you, they were not impressed. The frustration was palpable, as they watched their hard work being trivialized. One worker called Trump's little stunt insulting cosplay, highlighting the disconnect between the reality of their jobs and the image being portrayed. Another pointed out that Trump couldn't even be bothered to wear the proper uniform. And they're right, it was a clear sign of disrespect. This wasn't just about a photo op gone wrong, it was a deeper issue, reflecting a lack of understanding and appreciation for the hard work these employees put in every day. It was about the blatant disrespect shown towards fast food workers, who often go unnoticed and unappreciated. These are the people who work tirelessly, often for minimum wage, to serve us our food. They juggle multiple tasks, handle rush hours, and keep the operations running smoothly. And Trump's stunt trivialized their hard work, turning their reality into a cheap political prop. It was a stark reminder of how disconnected some leaders can be from the everyday lives of ordinary workers. Minimum wage, maximum exploitation, the real story behind the counter. Speaking of minimum wage, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the Mac-elephant. The average fast food worker makes a paltry $13 to $15 an hour. That's barely enough to survive, let alone thrive. Meanwhile, Trump, a man who built his empire on the backs of working-class Americans, has consistently opposed raising the minimum wage. It's the same old story. The rich get richer, while the working class struggles to make ends meet. And Trump's little McDonald's escapade? It was just a tasteless reminder of this harsh reality. McHypocrisy? Trump's stunt reeks of Kamala Harris obsession. Now, some might say I'm reading too much into this, that it was just harmless fun. But here's the thing, this is Donald Trump we're talking about. A man who once tweeted over 100 times in a single day. This wasn't just a random act of burger-flipping benevolence. Oh no, this was calculated. Remember when Kamala Harris talked about working at McDonald's as a teenager? Trump and his cronies spent weeks trying to discredit her story, accusing her of lying. And now, suddenly, he's playing McDonald's employee for the cameras? The timing is too perfect to be a coincidence. This was a thinly veiled attempt to mock and undermine Vice President Harris. So, there you have it. Trump's McJob stunt was a McMess from start to finish. It was disrespectful to fast food workers, tone deaf to the issue of low wages and reeked of political opportunism. In other words, it was classic Trump. Social media erupted with mixed reactions, some praising his relatability, while others saw through the charade. Analysts were quick to point out the obvious parallels and the underlying motives. Harris, on the other hand, has continued to focus on her policy initiatives and community engagement. The media frenzy only added fuel to the fire, making it clear that this was more than just a publicity stunt. As Trump continues to dominate headlines with his antics, one thing is certain: Kamala Harris remains unfazed, focused on her role and responsibilities. The contrast between the two couldn't be more stark, highlighting the different paths they are taking in the political arena.